Welcome back. This is our SIF tutorial and we are going to continue on the HR database. We are going to answer more questions to really solidify our knowledge on how to use the limit and offsets. Yeah. Okay, so I have a couple of questions here. The first one is asking you to write a query. Um, okay, write a query. Yeah, so I think there is an issue here. Um, so they want you to generate a list of employees with the second highest salary. Okay, so write a query to, yeah, let's say return. Okay, so return the employee with the second highest salary, not the highest salary, the second highest salary. Okay, so the number two man in the company. Yeah, so we want to return the records of this particular employee. Okay, we are going to use the HR database. But before we continue, I'll entreat all of you to subscribe such that in future videos, the moment I upload them, you'll be notified. So if you have subscribed, also turn on the notification button. Yes, such that if I upload any new video, you'll be notified. Okay, thank you. Okay, so now if you are just joining as well, you've not gone through the other videos, we are using the HR sample database here. I'm going to pick the code once more so that those that are just joining from this video will be able to follow. Okay, yeah. So what you can do is yeah, I'll share the files in a link here below the video, so you can go to the link, click on the link, and then you get this file. So I'm going to open to the source of the file. So I'm opening a new script. Yeah, I'm going to go to file and then open script. Okay, yeah. So normally yeah, it will only show SQL files, but we don't have any here. So I'll select all files option here so that my text files can be shown. The HR database code is in text files. One of them is the data itself, and the other file is the table. So you have to execute the table first. So we'll pick the tables, yeah, and then come back and then pick the data itself. But I also indicated that anytime you are trying to rerun a script, just make sure you put this thing there. Drop database. Yeah, so drop database if exists. Yeah, so that way even if the database exists, they will drop it and recreate it for you. Okay, so drop database if exists, then you bring the name of the database. So let's call it UPSA HR. So we are having UPSA HR. So that is how we are naming the table this time. Sorry, the database this time. Okay, so once you have this, yeah, then you are good to go. Even if the database exists already, they'll simply delete it and then create a new one for you. Okay, so we've opened the script on the workbench, and then we can just execute it straight away with the first execution button, because we are running the entire code from beginning to end. So I'll execute that. Okay, so you can see there are some warning signs, and the warning signs is because of the integer size declaration here. In the previous videos, I told you that integer size is no longer declared. That is the new syntax. You don't have to declare it anymore. If you are declaring it, it's old-fashioned. So you can see that there is a warning here. Yeah, so these are warning signs. Yeah. Okay. Mm. But it's still going to work nonetheless. So let's proceed. So we have the database tables now. Let's look at them. So show tables. So you just have to zoom it out. Okay, show tables, and this will show you the tables you have what in your database. Okay. Okay, so these are the tables: the countries, departments, dependents, and employees. We are interested in this employees table, so we'll be calling this table a lot. So, I mean, in trying to answer the questions. Okay, yeah. So now we have to enter the data as well. So let me pick the data script. Okay, so let's see. Go to File, Open Script, show all files, and this time we are what? Picking the HR data. Okay. All right. So that's the HR data. Let's execute everything. Okay. And that is also done. Yeah. So it's still running. So once it's done, we can what? Select all from what? Employees. You remember I said is the employees table we want to look at. That is where the what? Employees information and their what? Um, salary information is, and we are interested in that. And the question again, let's look at the question. The question is saying you should return the employee with what? The second highest salary. Okay, second highest salary. Okay, so let's do that. So select, okay, all from employees. Okay, so we are selecting all from employees, and then we want to order it by what? Salary. So select all from employees, order by salary, and then it should be in descending order. So you remember we are looking for what? The one with the second highest salary. So let's start from the top. So descending order, and then we are looking for only one record, and so we are going to what? Limit it to one. So limit one. Well, we are looking for the second highest salary. So limit one, and then offset one because it starts from the beginning. So if you offset the first one, then you will be left with the second one, and that will give you the second highest salary. So offset one, yeah, limit one, offset one. So this will give you what? The second highest salary. So you just keep the first one and you get the second because it's already in what? Descending order. So if you arrange something in descending order from the highest to the lowest, and then you are skipping the first one, it means it will what? Start with the second one, but we are also limiting it to only one, so it will just return the second one to you. So that is what offsets and limits. Yeah. But this particular question, you can answer it in a lot of ways. So you see, I've executed it, and then the person with the second highest salary is what? Nina. Yeah. Okay. And the salary is 17,000, and this is the department and other information. Yeah, so that is one way to do it. There could be a lot of other ways to do it. Okay, so let's go straight to the second question. Yeah. So the second question is asking you to compute the what? The average salary in XYZ company. So we are calling the company XYZ, but in the database we said UPSA. So let me just make it UPSA here to correspond with what the database we just created. So UPSA. Okay, so I'll even have to take off the company here. So compute the average salary in what UPSA. So let's say HR database. Okay. All right. So let's answer this one as well. So to do that, we'll simply what? Select average. So select average. So we'll just say AVG, and then let's pick the second one. And then inside it, we'll say the average of salary. So average salary, that's what we are computing. So from employees, Yeah, so compute average salary from employees. So that is just it. So let's execute the command. Okay, so this average salary from employees 8,060. Yeah, assuming it's in Ghana cedis, so 8,060 Ghana cedis. But the heading doesn't look good. What is this? AVG salary in brackets. So we want to change that. You can always modify that by using what the alias. So we will say what average salary. So average salary. Yeah, then if you want, you bring the company name there. So average salary in UPSA. Okay. So we can just leave it here. Average salary in UPSA HR database. So let's execute it once more to see the outcome. So now we have what average salary in UPSA 8,060. Okay, let's go to the next question, which is asking us to generate a list of the top 5 employees with higher salaries. Top 5 employees with higher salaries. Okay, let's get back to the commands page and then compute that the top 5 employees with what higher salaries. Okay, so we are going to what select um, all, yeah, from what employees. Yeah, so we'll select all from employees and then we'll order it by. So order by salary. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but in this question there is a condition. Let's look at the question very well. There is a condition here. Top 5. Okay. Yeah, the top 5. So we can even do it without necessarily bringing the where um clause here. Okay. Yes. So we are going to order by salary, and then in what order? Descending order. We want the top 5 descending order, and then we just limit it to 5. Limit it to 5. So this will bring us the top 5 what employees with the highest salary, the top 5 most paid employees. Okay, so we are limiting it by 5, so it will just bring us 5, because descending order what will order it from what the top to the bottom, and then the limit 5 will just limit it to 5, so it will just bring you at the top 5. Okay, yeah, you don't even need to bring offset here, or if you want you can say offset 0. Okay, yeah, so let's limit it to 5 and then we are done. So okay, so these are the top 5 what employees with the highest salary. Okay, or the employees the top 5 most paid employees or something like that. Yeah, so this is it. Stephen King 24,000, Nina 17,000, Lex 17,000, John 14, Karen 13,500. So that is it, and you can see it is in order. Okay, all right, let's go to look at the next question. Yeah, I'm hoping I can do all this in 18 or less than 20 minutes. Okay, so the next question is asking us to what generate a list of the bottom 3 employees with lowest salary. So this time we are looking for the bottom 3 with lowest salary. So what we can do is that we are going to replicate this one, and then we'll change what the ascending to descending. Okay, so we want the bottom 3 with lowest salaries. Yeah, so we are selecting all from employees, order by salary. Yeah, because we want the bottom, this time we'll make it what ascending, so it will start from the smallest to the lowest. Okay, so this is ascending, and then because it's the what, so it will start from the what, the least, the lowest part, and then it what move what down to the highest. But We are just interested in what? Tray. Okay, so the bottom tray. So that will limit it to tray. So let's say limit tray. So this will give us what the bottom um, yeah, three with what lowest salary in the company. So I'm going to execute this command, and then we'll have what the bottom three with what lowest salary. So you can see it's also in that order. Yeah. So that is one way of doing it. And the other way of doing it is to compute what the total number of employees. Yeah, subtract it from what yeah the limits, and then offset it, yeah, by what whatever answer you get from the limit. Okay, yeah. So for instance, let me do it this way. We can, so let's see. Yeah, so this time the last time we counted the database, they were 40. Okay, yeah, you can always use select count to know the number of what employees in your database. So select count, then we'll say what I mean employee ID, or employee the first name, or whatever you want to use. So we'll say what employee ID. This is going to do the count for us from what employees table. Okay, select count what employee ID from employees table. So this will do the count for us, and then let's execute that. Okay, select count employee ID. Okay, so you can see there's an error there. Actually, there's no error. It's because of line 6. We didn't terminate line 6, so we have to terminate it, and then yeah, the error goes away. So let's execute it once more. Okay, so the total number of employees is 40. Yeah, so if we want to let's look at the question. So the question is saying that we should generate a list of the bottom three with lowest salary. So we are looking for the bottom three. So what I'm saying you can do is that you can subtract 3 from what the total number of employees. Whatever answer you get, that is your offset, and then you limit it to what? To 3. Okay. All right. Or you don't even need to limit it in this case even. Yeah, because if you have what 40, you are what offsetting it by what, yeah, 30 7. It means whatever is returned is 3. Yeah, but you can also still what limit it to 3, because I mean the question is saying limited to 3. All right, so now let's do it. So select what all from what employees. Select all from employees, then you order by, yeah, so order by what salary, and then yeah, so we use descending because we are looking for the bottom, so we use descending, and then what yeah, offset it by what 37, because the total number of employees is what 40. If we want the bottom three, you offset it by what 37. This will bring you what the bottom three. So yeah, so we still have an issue here, so we may have to bring the limits. Yeah, perhaps they should go together. So limit 3, limit 3, then offset 37. Yeah, so it means you can even use the offset alone. Okay, yeah, so as you what try your hands on these things, you what do a lot of experiments and discover a lot of things yourself. Okay, so limit 3, offset 37. This will bring us what the bottom 3. Okay, all right, so let's execute it, and then you can see the bottom 3. Okay, but this time you can see that it's still what's in descending order. Yeah, the previous one was still in ascending order, but it displayed the bottom 3 from what the top. Yeah, that was what we did. So this is another way of about answering that question. Yeah, let's go to the next question, which is question 5. Okay, write an SQL command to add 20% salary increment to the bottom 5 employees with lowest salaries. Okay, yeah. So what we are trying to do here is to do some salary increments, and then we are looking at the bottom 5. So we'll increase the salaries of the bottom 5 employees. Okay, so let's do it. Yeah, so this one, what you can do is to select yeah, so you can select all. Yeah, so let's start with select all. Yeah, then we are also selecting the salary increment. So what is the salary increment? 20% increment. And then what is 20%? Yeah, so that will be 0 point 2. That is 20 divided by 100, you get 0.2. So we'll say um, so we'll say the salary, 20% of the salary. So what is the salary? So we'll put the salary here. Yeah, then times 0.2. That will be 20% of the salary. So 0.2. Yeah, and then we want to call this the increment. So okay, so as increment. Okay, yeah, so you can see this time it's just one word, so I'm not adding quotes. But if you want to write more than one word as the alias, then you have to bring quote. So as increments, and then we also want to now add it to the new salary. So the new salary will be the old salary plus the increment. So we'll have increment will be, or the new salary will be salary. Yeah, then we'll say plus, then we'll bring the increment here. So the increment is salary times 0 point 2. That is the increment. So this will be the new salary. Okay, yeah, so you should take care here. So the increment is salary times 0.2, and then the new salary will be salary plus salary times 0.2, which is the new increment. So you just put the increment in brackets, and then you say as new salary. So new salary, I'll put it in double quotes because it's more than one word. So new salary. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, so this is it, and then now we'll indicate the table we are working from. So we'll say from employees. That is the name of our table, and then yeah, so we'll bring the condition. Yeah, so the condition is that where the yes, where the employees are the bottom 5 people with the lowest salary, the bottom 5 with the lowest salary. Yeah, so we need a condition here. Okay, so we may not even have to use the where clause here. So let me just get rid of it, and then we can do it straight away. So we know to get the bottom 5, we'll just order by salary, and arrange it in descending order. Okay, so if we arrange it in descending order, we'll be offsetting by 35, because the total number is 40. But we can also just say in ascending order, and then we just limit it to then we'll limit it to 5. So this will bring us the bottom 5. Okay, it will arrange it from bottom to top, and just maintain only the top 5. So that will be the bottom 5 in that case, because it's reverse order. Okay, so this is it. Let's execute it, and you have the result there. So you can see that the salary for the first person in this list was what, um, the salary was 2,500. The new increment, which is what, 20% of the salary, that is what, 500 cedis, and then you've added it to what, to the new salary. Yeah, so if you add 500 to what, 2,500, which is the old salary, you get what, a new salary of 3,000, and so on. So this one was what, 2,600. So 20% increment is what, 520, and then when you add it to what, the old salary, you get a new salary of what, 3,120. Yeah, so this is the bottom five what, lowest paid employees, and this is the increments you give them based on their salaries, and this is their new salaries we have here. Okay, so that is the answer to question, yeah, I think that was question 5. Okay, so the last one is to what, okay, we still have two more to go. Com compute what, the number of employees in each department. So that is the next thing we want to do here. Okay, so now let's um answer it, and then we can start by what, selecting the department ID. Okay, yeah, so let me execute this code here. Yeah, so you can see that this is the table. We have department ID, because if we are counting the number of people what, in what each department, we need either the department name or the department ID. But in the table, we just have what, the department ID here. So we'll pick that to represent the department, and then the employee ID. If you are to count, you count employees what, ID. You can count their names, but because the name is not a primary key, somebody may choose not to provide the name. So in that case, you will get a count lower than the actual what, number of people in the organization. So it's always best to count with what, employees ID. So let's start by what, selecting what, the department ID. So that will be the department name. So we'll use department ID here to represent the department. Okay, so make sure it corresponds with whatever you have there. So this is the department ID. Okay, so we are selecting department ID, and then we are also what, counting. So we use count, and then we want to count employees. So say count employees. Yeah, so this will be what, employees ID. Okay, yeah, so how do you want the employees ID to be captured? So we'll say as, then number of what, employees in department, employees in department. Okay, so let's get to the second line. So from which table? Employees table. So always remember, you need to work from a table. So from what, employees table, and this time we can just what, group it by, we need to use group by. Yeah, so this is where you need to use group by. So we'll say group, yeah, so group by what, the department ID. Okay, so you should conduct the count, and then you should group it by what, department what ID. So let's get the department ID here. Okay, so yeah, okay, so this should what, do it for us. So let's execute the command. Okay, so now you can see what, department ID here. So there are 10 departments. So ID 1, 11 department, ID 1 to 11. Yeah, so that is the department names. If we're having department names, I mean the names will be here, but here is just what, numbers, so department numbers. Then this is the count, number of employees in what, department. So the first department is having 1 employee, second is having 2 employees, third is having 6, fourth is having 1, Fifth department is having what, 7 employees. Seventh department is having one, and so on and so forth. Okay, yeah, till the 11th, what I mean, department ID that is having what, only 2 employees. So this is the answer to what, the question. Yeah, that is asking you to what, compute the number of employees in each department. Now let's get to the last question, which is saying we should generate a list of all employees earning below what, average salary. Okay, yeah, so we also want to know the number of employees, their records, that are what, earning below the average salary in the organization. So yeah, there are several ways of doing this. You can use a subquery, or you can also what, decide to just compute the average and then use the average as your condition, and then you return all those that are what, earning below the average. Okay, okay, so let's answer the question. So um, the list of all employees earning below average salaries, there could be so many ways of doing it. Okay, so let's start by saying what, yeah, we want to select. Okay, select all from what, employees. Yeah, so let's bring our where clause here. So where salary. Yeah, so this one you can compute what's the average salary and just use the figure straight away, or you can just what, put everything still in a function form, yeah, and allow the system to compute it. Because this one, that way, if the average salary keeps changing, then you wouldn't have to be recomputing the average salary manually every time. Yeah, so yeah, where salary is less than, okay, average salary, so it's less than what, let's say select. So this is a subquery. Yeah, so select what, average salary. Okay, so let's put the salary in here. Yeah. So we are selecting all from employees where salary is less than what? Select average salary from employees. So let's say from employees. Okay. So let's see. We have to close all the brackets that we have opened. All right. So let's see. Um, yeah. So I think everything looks good. There are no errors in the what, command. Let's execute it and then we'll see the outcome. Okay, so that is it. So you can see that all the salaries we have here are below the average salary. Okay, they are all below 8,000 because 8,000 is the average salary. If you want to confirm that, you can just write a function here to what, to compute the average salary. So let's say select average salary. Average. Okay, so let's pick it down here. Yeah, so select average salary from employees. Okay, let's execute this. So the average salary from employees is what? 8060. So that is 8,060. Yeah, so 8,060. And then when we what, execute our command, everything should be what, more, should be greater than 8,060. If we have it that way, then our the command is right. So let me execute the command again, then we'll what, do the cross checking. Okay, so this is it. Let's do the cross-checking from the salary. So we can see what, the highest here is what, 7,800, which is less than what, 8,000. Okay, so we have some 8,000 here, which is less than 8,060. The average is what, 8,060. So everything is less than about 8,060. It means all these people are earning lower than average. Okay, so you can actually even write another function to count all the people what earning below the average salaries. Yeah, so this is one way of what answering the question. Yeah, but you can also what just compute the average salary, which we know from what this command, which is what 8,060. Yeah, and then you can just use this figure directly to also what answer the last question, which is to generate all employees earning below the average salary. So let me do that one, and then we can close, yeah, for this, yeah, particular tutorial. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let me just use this particular one. So select, no, let's get down here, and then we are selecting what all from what employees, yeah, where salary, yeah, where salary is what less than what the average salary, which is what 8,060. Okay, so this is also it. Yeah, but this one, the problem is that anytime, yeah, the salaries are adjusted, the average will change. But if you're using this command, you always have to come and update this 8,060 with the new what, with the new average, because the average keeps changing. If you adjust the salaries, the average will change. Yeah, but if you use this first what solution, yeah, which what is not using a what an absolute figure, but using what a function to compute the average and do the comparison. Yeah, so anytime the average changes, you don't have to what do anything. You can relax and just what run the command to compute what the list of what employees earning below average. Okay, so let's run this command to see the outcome as well. So we get the same outcome. Yeah, so that is the same outcome. Yeah, and then nobody's earning more than what 8,060 in this list. The highest we have is what, 8,000. Okay, all right, so that is what two ways of answering the same question, but one of them is having an advantage over the other. Yeah, in that the other one is what, flexible. Yeah, the first solution is flexible because I mean we are not using what absolute average figures. Yeah, we are using what virtual average figures that will always be computed anytime you are what um, running the scripts or running the command. Let me put it that way. Anytime you're running the command, it will compute the new average and use the latest average for you. But if you are using what the second what solution here, it will use the old average even what if the average has changed because of salary adjustment in the company. All right, so yeah, we are going to end it here, and then I will encourage you to what subscribe and turn on the notification buttons so that I mean anytime I upload a new video, you'll be what notified to watch it, and then I mean I wouldn't have to be what sending you links every time to tell you, oh, there's a new video, watch it. So let's make things easy for ourselves. Okay, enjoy your day. Bye.